tank. Holy frickin' moly. Hopefully it'll just go back up. Get rid. And that task. And that task. For some reason that works. Don't know if it's consistently with always, but we'll just go with that. Boom, boom. Bottom. Bottom, bottom, bottom. Alright. I'm just gonna head in. Bum, bum, ba da da da. Bum, bum, ba da da da. Alright. Sorry. Alright, I'm ready to finish this up. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Polova? Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. I wonder if they ever get over that. Or maybe it depends on the cat. Alright. Alrighty.
She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And this is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? I make him sound so ridiculous.
Yes. And I had read the, rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darkra with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. But the sailor can have a snake. That's how that works.
So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping.
So at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again? By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator into the adjoining cabin.
Darkra always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy, I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return.
So the faint whistle sound Cosmo wrote about in his diary was Miss Polova trying to retrieve her pet. Alright, let me just scoot over. Alright. I feel like I'm in the way. Whatever, what's new? Alright. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yeah, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... oh boy. I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then... oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Golly! Cosmo was... From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The
SS Buria is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. Mr. Osagoi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet. The combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over.
Are you telling me that you think Kazuma squished a cat? But there's no cat to be seen, so I'm assuming she's alive. I wonder where she went, though. There's no telling of where she went. So that's a mystery still. Golly. Oh my god. I hate changing weather patterns. It sucks.
But what became of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Well, so yeah, she did say it was back. Okay.
Yet Darker is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that cat is insufferably restless as I am.
Well, he knows something about himself at least. When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. I do think it's funny that I don't know. I'm like, I don't think I'm taking up that much space, but it feels like I am. And I don't know why. I'm like, should I make this a smidge smaller? Or what? I don't know. I'm indecisive. My favorite thing, being indecisive. Alright. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake?
You're right. Where is it?
If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Polova, then whose is it, and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship?
Oh, I did not say. Snake is my friend. His name is Purizo. Purisco. Purisco? Puliscro. Puliscro? That snake belongs to you?
He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I didn't expect to find him in here. Find them in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin?
But animals are not permitted on board.
We at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend, without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who could understand you better?
But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in?
My voice, why? It's not actually going away, it's just being weird. Alright, there we go. Now I'm better. Alright. No venom. Pure suckle. Pure. I'm going to mess up this name. It's like... P-R-O-C-H-K-O. Well, similar, pronunciation. Paroshki. Well, that's the actual word. I don't think that is Paroshko. Maybe Paroshko? Because Paroski with an I, but this one's Paroshko. Alright. Paroshko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes, now he is hungry, so he in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see a big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Huh, like they say they milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. So Rico eats mouses, big, fat, round mouses. Ah, oh, so... Is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course! How else could I catch my friend's favorite food? Go to the bottom of the ship. Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. You doing okay? What the frick is your name again? Herlock? It's Herlock, is it not? Yeah, Herlock. Shaloms. It refuses to drink milk. It can't even hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It is not my fault. I do not make up stories. My periscope is nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Like, did he fall flat to the ground? But that still questions, why would he put wardrobe on the floor if he died with his neck being snapped? Or at least that's what I remember. Final moments. Do we have anything that here? Oh, this? Postmortem. Cause of death was a cervical spine injury. There was no traces of external injury or poison. So yeah, he could have broken his back was broken. So with that in mind, we're gonna have to be like, okay, but nothing broke. And how, you can't tell me he just had an accident. Because who wrote the thing? The cat didn't do it. I don't think the cat has opposable thumbs. Let alone a finger that can make lines like a human hand. Bum 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 ba da 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 dum. Hello.
Miss Polova, I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you.
But
what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Polova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events. An accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Shaloms. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruto?
To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Polova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh? I'm only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruto, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you have not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Ah, not again. When did he do that? You sure he's not like a master thief? Or magician? Instead of a detective? Especially as they're on your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Shalom's? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Cosmo was my closest friend. I owe him my freedom, even. I owed him my freedom, even. Oh boy. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruto. And what are you here for? Chop liver? Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Polova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died. And how about that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruto. So then, shall we begin? Yes. What should we ponder first? Is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside? Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. But we already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Hold it! Oh, finally, confidence. Wait, let's take a step back. Let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Polova's story here. The evidence is right there in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't have possibly been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruto. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. I would assume it's this. The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print, because it's like, if he fell and died from the spine injury, from his spine breaking, where the frick did the writing come from? Did his ghost inhabit his body to write it down and then he leave into the afterlife? What? How does that work? I must know. There's no way. Is this game a boatload of fun? Ha 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 ha! You're so funny, Matthew. We're almost done with this boat trip, though. So technically, yes, it has been something to behold. There's no way that Mr. Asagoi could have left this message on the floor. That script, it's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe.
I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case.
But maybe he was studying Russian. Even if he was studying Russian, he's dying. Why would he think, oh yes, I'm going to use my recently acquired or long-standing knowledge of Russian to write it down in the last minutes I have of my life? That makes sense. It's a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Asagoi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death.
Oh.
Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead. I'm also going to be honest, how the frick did the Miss Polova not even hear someone thud to the floor? Since the things are open enough, but I don't know. I don't know how. I don't think there's that much of a distance between the cabins, so.
That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asagoi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly been there if what Miss Polova told us was true. What?
So Sato-san has noticed it too, then. Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. In other words... There's another thing. Purple would appear to have been ran in the victim's foot. And purple ink... I'm kind of like, are they talking about the bell? But they say that he fell because of the bell. So I'm not really sure.
Yes!
Did I get it right? Okay. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor.
It's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic?
Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw.
What?
If that's really what happened, then how did the... Oh yeah, I forgot about the other half that was put in here. Then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Oh. He's surprised. Oh.
Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Polova?
Oh no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Asagoi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up his or her own guilt. I can't really scream on command. I'm like, I can't really scream on command, but whatever.
Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asagoi's...
You are wasting time. Someone else was there. Duh, of course, we know this. What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out.
Oh, yes.
And only other person cabin was young student died.
And only other person in cabin was young student died. Was you.
Yes!
It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened.
You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details.
But I don't know Russian, there's no way I could have left that message.
Not would have, there's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details.
Would you mind?
Forgive me, my dear fellow.
As I was saying... I love the back and forth, this is great. The person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor. In an attempt to incriminate me for the crime even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the broken glass ball that had fallen to the floor for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Osagoi really died.
But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the belt away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions.
Yes, well,
It was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single, small lamp suspended from the ceiling would have barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice this fragment of the tidy item.
you all suspect me, don't you? Oh, this is a new thing. Soldier Stroganoff. Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong soldier, sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal. Oh, so that's it. Hello! Hello. Polova admitted that she has a cat named Darkra, and Darkra went over to Kazuma's cabin, and that the cat came back, and we don't know where the cat is currently because she didn't close her bag properly. This other thing is that we're proving how what happened to Kazuma wasn't an accident. Clocking in just now. It's fine, it's not a big deal. A lot of people aren't here today, that's the weird part. Don't know why. They might be busy. But yeah, anyway, so pretty much Polova, her cat left, came back. We don't know where the cat is. It is Friday. Yeah, it is Friday. I'm not so surprised. But yeah, the other thing is that let me get the court record to explain it. So this piece, this bell, which Darkra has, that was on a collar, was found in the trash can over here. So, if the cat was tripped over by Kazuma and the bell broke, why is the other half of the bell in her trash can in this room? We also just found out that she, before she became a famous dancer in the one troupe, she actually danced on... Yeah, it's a cute kitty. A tidy cat, I guess. But she, apparently, before she became this famous dancer in that troupe, she was a dancer on the ship. And as Stroganoff says, she, I guess her father's a soldier, sailor? I say soldier. Sailor. And so apparently 2 years ago she joined the ballet company, but she was a dancer on the ship. So he's saying that she's the ship's angel, she couldn't possibly be a criminal. So that's where we are right now. Oh, is she still our main suspect? Yeah, at this moment in time, because she lied, because we have two things. One, if we're assuming that Darkra the cat is the cause of why Kazuma fell and broke his back and died. Where did this message come from? And why is the other half of this glass bell in her cabin? So yeah. Also, his snake friend, Perskin. No, I'm gonna mess up that name again. His snake doesn't have any venom. Just thought I'd add that additional thing. Oh, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in its cabin. But that is not possible. I gave my tooth.
Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure?
Yeah. Oh, got it. Good to know. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. So we're kind of like, we're at the cusp of finishing this case. You are a great detective. You should know. Look through the eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolt shut from inside. Nobody could go in cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Oh, you want to tell me the killer can walk through locked doors? Nah, it's impossible. Ugh, he's right.
Wait. I've read about this in detective novels. People often tie threads around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside.
Thread? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors. Lockpicking is a thing. Yeah, but these are like like these are bolted things. So they don't like have a regular lock. There's no lock on the outside, from my understanding. They only have the bolt on the inside.
Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruto suggested it earlier, so...
So Sato-san, how could you shift it onto me like that? Wow, you blame me? Yeah, but in this instance, bolt picking, like, trying to pick the door open is not gonna open. How about that? The door is not going to open. Let's say it like that.
So Sailor Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside.
Not necessarily. What?
I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it.
Because if you remember, it's been a bit, but if you remember the last time we played this, the door can open without anyone actually touching the door. And it's very simple.
And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind have been used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruto, I believe you know what I mean, don't you?
Way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? Yep, the swing of the ship, for some reason, opens the door. One way does spring to mind, yes.
Do you really know what Mr. Shalom's means, Mr. Naruto?
Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen.
Indeed we have, so would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruto? Point out the telling signs of a method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt from the outside.
Human's greatest foe, yeah. Because I don't think they're, well, this is just the alarm. I'm just kind of like... Would it just be this? I'm gonna just save. The books... Yeah, the books did everything. Point out... Oh, times the method. Oh, the method. Yes! Okay, there we go. Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things on it have toppled over?
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel, after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship.
Oh boy. Yes, you did. I was kind of like, I'm gonna save just in case.
Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of internia, acting on objects.
Is there nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or that isn't in her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in the cabin move. Internia. The bolt on the cabin door. Oh. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. Inertia. I guess that's how you're gonna say it. But then... Hello, is anyone there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosonoga. Oh, yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the boat flew across and locked the door.
Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Inertia. Oh, that's inertia? That's how they spell inertia? Why did they spell it like that? Like, I know of inertia. The way it is spelled does not look how it sounds. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. But look at it! Where is the SH? I hate when it does that. I know about inertia, but I'm like, what the frick is the spelling? Hello? Hello. Welcome. We're hopefully going to finish this case today. It has taken 2 streams to get this case done. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 2 others stopped by a little bit, but yeah. Sadly. Oh my gosh.
Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asagoi was killed?
Wow. Well, they made an animation just for this. That's beautiful.
The SS Bureau made another emergency stop?
When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had been toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Animated door, yes, they animated the door. They could have literally just taken this door, moved it over to Kazuma's room, and did that, but no, they made a whole animation for it. Doing grim. Thank goodness this is one of them.
Oh yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I?
Then we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Asagoi's cabin.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Polova? Are you out of your mind? You said you have made emergency stop.
It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that have possibly happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room.
I don't know if we'll have a trial for this one. I don't really know how the trial... I don't know if we're getting a trial for this one. That I know of.
Oh, it's simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm. Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there, telling you to only press the button in times of emergency? On dark nights, when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his outlook alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel allowed to any crewman to raise the alarm. That sort of button. One is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity.
Wait, it was you?
When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today.
So you did it. Really? Herlock, really?
Mr. Shalom's. Surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion.
He sounds almost proud of himself.
How dare you mess with ship? I report you to captain. You are in much trouble now.
Now, I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson.
Hello! Yes, it has been a while. I hope you've been good. We're just hopefully finishing up this second case.
When the vessel made emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin door slid closed. So, what we must now consider... Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Usagoy, did this ship make an emergency stop or did it not?
You are idiots. Bureau is huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop, even in middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere.
What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruto?
Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruto?
So episode has been a trial and it's only a entire time? I guess? Pretty much? Is this also secretly Maya? She is the equivalent of Maya. Because this is in the past. The person we're playing is Ryunosuke Naruto. He is the ancestor of Phoenix Wright. So yeah, she is the Maya equivalent.
Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night?
Yes! I'm assuming this. Sailor Stroganoff. It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? It's Maya, but if she was a little bit smarter and do martial arts. We have a detective who has handcuffs that have handcuffed me like 3 times now.
That is correct. Why?
And the ship's log here, this would be where you record the details of your duties.
What are you doing with that? That is mine.
Oh, you'd rather carelessly left it at top the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there.
I like that what you meant. I'm him. I guess so. That's how you want to think of it that way.
But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later.
I left it on purpose. That is where I put it always.
The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase nothing to report every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all.
Nothing recorded in the log?
That is... Duh. Because nothing happened.
But if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened. Here aboard the SS Bura. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact.
Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop making rubbish.
Yeah, I wonder.
If I'm perfectly honest.
I also prefer Maya and I just got here. That's fine. That is completely fine to prefer Maya. We only have to, like, Susato was only in 2 games, this game and the second game of this. I don't know, they haven't really appeared elsewhere that I know of.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Oh, why?
Well, because if something as major as emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That is very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud.
But all of you have been complaining about headaches, so I think you all literally just were... Something was put in the food. To mischievousness. Yeah, I guess she does fit that, doesn't she?
I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of the night.
Well, no. That's a good point. What of oh my gosh. What of the headaches?
Sorry, what do you mean?
I guess I guess you match what the characters are feeling. Your head, man. The headache of your head since this morning. We've all suffered with it.
Oh, yes, I had a headache, you're right.
No, I am not reading it that way. I'm not having that taken out of context. No, thank you.
In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn.
Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right. My head's been having a headache today, too. You writing it out just looks weird, too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has some sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back into the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe and had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up with all that was happening to me? Yeah, you'd think you would realize you were being dragged out of a wardrobe and put handcuffs on you, so I guess not. Tell me, Mr. Naruto, you boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes. Sorry. The stowaway class of accommodations doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Cosmo looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact. I had all of that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken. Oh! I completely forgot that detail. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? Even though I'm putting any spaces in between the words that I am typing. Yes, I can read it. That's right, he didn't even touch it. Is that relevant? Hello, hello, hello. Keep one mentor figure.
My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh, Mr. Shaloms, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken?
I do. No, really? Is that really true?
The meal prepared for the passengers last night has been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a sulfuric designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it.
But why?
A sleeping drug?
Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? But the question becomes why? Why go through all this trouble to go into Kazuma's cabin? What did he have that they wanted?
Mr. Naruto, of course that's not what Mr. Shaloms means. What a far-fetched idea.
Precisely.
Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a sulfuric drug would certainly be impossible.
Just because they can? But then someone was dead, so what do you mean? Just because they can?
Unless, that is, every single passenger of a crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Shaloms!
Yeah, that's the question of why Kazuma. Because there's 2 first-class rooms. Why is Polova completely unscathed, but they went into Kazuma's room? Because if they're all asleep, and if they were trying to steal something, for example, even though there was nothing stolen that we saw, why wouldn't they go into both cabins? This is first class. This is the first class cabins. But yeah. Well, sailor? Yeah?
I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to been an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course.
That's yeah, they didn't take anything. That's why I'm saying, why is Kazuma dead if nothing was taken and the other first class cabin was left untouched? What caused this? Like, what did they do it for is the question. It's not an accident. You don't just accidentally in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. wander into someone's cabin, commit a crime, and then leave.
And were that to happen, every member of the crew, even the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abiding a renegade.
What? What do you mean? Minecraft all the time. Well, that's Minecraft.
Please, no more. I will tell everything.
Yeah?
I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Still doesn't explain why Kazuma... Yeah, no. On the floor right now. Or was.
Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help. Everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet. Mother Russia, we wanted to help our angel.
I don't believe it.
You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night.
Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point.
And you kept eating it? Ryunosuke, you thought, oh, this
Tastes strange and bitter. Let me keep eating the chicken. You didn't think about that. Golly.
Da, we could not make all drug. How do you say? Dissolve?
Ugh. Talk about heavy seasoning.
At midnight in water near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. What do you mean by that? Goodness. She was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat.
While all the passengers of the SS Bureau slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained.
So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Polova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Cosmo's cabin door.
But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos.
Oh, I wouldn't say so.
What?
Of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by the tiredness because of the sleeping drug.
Quite accordingly. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night.
I think when you taste new flavor for the interest of your taste buds, will make you more. Huh. I guess that is something. For me, it'd be like, this don't taste right. Or he's just really hungry. That is also a possibility.
Yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would have habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it would make you want to stop eating, so it's kind of surprising he ate the entire chicken. Hello!
And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship.
Maybe he didn't notice it? I don't know. That he was hungry. I guess he was just starving.
The culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning.
That is also true.
You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point?
The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night.
But... I don't know anything about I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl.
That's not really a defense in this instance.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we only trust what we see with our eyes.
A laughable trait.
What, did I use the wrong voice? What do you mean?
What?
His voice kind of, like, Stroganov's voice kind of changes. Sometimes it's a little bit deeper, but then sometimes it's a little bit higher. I can't do consistently deep voices.
It's something like this, but this ruins my throat.
Goodness. Bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
What? What?
I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything.
You heard of Granny? Gram? Oh, you mean the sound of death? You read the line, I'm a little girl as the Oh, did I read it like that? I guess maybe by mistake. I guess maybe I just missed it.
Mr. Naruto,
Oh, yes?
do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt on the wind. What's accusatory cry of guilt?
Yeah, he's just a little girl.
I'm just a little girl. I'm just a little girl.
Something like that. Literally, Pola's is like a softer Francisca. That's literally all it is, a softer Francisca.
What? What do you mean?
I am perfect, me, Francisca von Kama.
Phoenix White? How dare you?
You know, something like that. It's literally, she's just a softer Francisca, because German and Russian kind of have that, like, sharp sound when they speak. 10 out of 10 voice acting. I can't tell if that is to be funny or if that's a genuine compliment, but I'll take it as a compliment. Sorry, you've lost me.
Proof of involvement, man, but you can't hear such a call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes, for observation is the basis of all deduction.
What are you talking about?
I believe a time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth.
Oh no, here we go.
Okay, hang on. I got to move because let me go here for a second.
So, Mr. Naruto, your assistance, if you please.
With what exactly, Mr. Shaloms?
With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said, of those two
Prevaricators? What is this word? Prevaricators. Prevaricators? Prevaricators. Prevaricators. I'm learning new words. Did you replace Cosmo with Herlock instead? Kind of. Kind of. He's Gumshoe's equivalent. Except for, well, he's got the clumsiness of Gumshoe, so yes, he is Gumshoe's equivalent.
Which, by the way, this is not really a spoiler. I don't think this person is connected to Edgeworth, but we are gonna get an Edgeworth equivalent.
By the way. Well, technically two.
Of these two pervergators.
Well, that depends on personal taste. You'll see them in the future. You'll see them. I'm not gonna spoil what they look like, but I think one of them is gonna appear in the next case. I'm pretty sure he appears in the next case, because we're gonna be in an actual trial. So I'm pretty sure he shows up. I might be wrong, but I'm just saying that now. Observation.
If you remember, Mr. Naruto, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asugoi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened.
Precisely, you're delightfully quick to English!
Precisely, you are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning.
Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Cosmo died. Okay, hang on. Now I can move over. What suggests that someone else was there at the scene? Chunky... I love chunky arms! Sailor hat. Just chunky arms. This whole thing is just chunky arms. Left ear. Oh yeah, isn't one broken? Wasn't there something broken? I don't know, I just love... That's what they say. We have nothing else to say about this. This whole thing is just chunky arms. And then sailor hat. I was like, yeah, one of the... Yes! That's the only thing I could think of, because I'm like... Something's weird here. I noticed the dainty jewelry you're wearing on your ears, Miss Polova. Were we to find a piece of those earrings in Mr. Osakoi's cabin, it would prove beyond doubt that you were there. Although, we haven't actually found anything yet, so... That deduction was wanting in it. Was wanting in every way. Yes, I wanted you to hear it. I'm quite proud of it. I find myself wanting to never have heard of it. I'm quite pained by it, in fact. Oh, sorry. Try again. Okay, so it wasn't the... I know it's broken, so... Okay, let me move. Again. This game loves me moving. How exactly were we supposed to show that someone else was there when Cosmo died?
I can think of two possible ways. Either we find a trace of something that the person in question left behind at the scene, or... if that's not possible...
A trace of something that the person took away from the scene, be that accidental or deliberately. A trace of something someone took away. If you observe closely enough, I believe you will find examples of both. Give them a long, hard, and uncompromising stare from all sides. That's my advice. You can't use the court record. It only gives you... You can only present... I was going to move to the... I was like, maybe... There we go. Okay. Now we can move. Whee! You spin me right around, right around, right around. Well, my... Alright, let's try again.
Yes!
This should be right. Please be right. I noticed the dainty jewelry you're wearing on your ears, Miss Polova. Were you trying to find a piece of those earrings in Miss Archway's cabin? Would prove beyond a doubt that you were there, although we haven't found them yet. Okay, so that... Okay, let me look at the court record, you annoying thing. Let me look at this. What have we seen in the... What? Wait. What is it? Purple ink. You're gonna tell me I'm wrong. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. You won't take it. Okay. Alright. Exactly. Okay. Nope, not that. I wanted to go this one so we can save. It's not the attorney's badge. You can't even pick that one. You don't have access to the court record. Alright. Is that just... Okay, that's just the model. Oh, there it is!
Yes!
I was like, I have to look for an ink stain. We'll get the bitch in this one. Maybe. Do it? I don't know. He's still a student. Sailor Stroganoff. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there.
Yeah? Oh yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from.
So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain?
What are you trying to say?
It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, Sailor. Allow us to make it plain. Oh my gosh, okay. Give me 2 seconds, King. Golly. Okay. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Sailor Stroganoff's uniform.
And I think what made it is clear.
Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruto, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves what that stain on the back of Sailor Stroganoff's uniform really is... I'm not being... Why do I need to be smaller? It's fine. It's only in some situations where I have to move.
Yes!
Okay, tool for tool. Yes, it's this photograph and ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink.
A rather unusual color of ink, purple. Ah, the penny drops, at last.
Since you use your normal voice from... I guess. It's just he's on the other side. No. And she's not a cookie.
Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink.
How did you get it on the back of your shirt? And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of the exact same color.
If the ink had been dry, could it have possibly have stained your uniform in that way? Which means... you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilled.
Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like wardrobe man did it. I then pressed button to make Vera do emergency stop. And both cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel.
But why? Biff, please.
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Biff, please, you must help me.
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student boy on floor.
Yeah, he made a decent plan, but I think what he's gonna say is gonna tell you a lot of things.
What happened here?
Please, don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend.
Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten is...
Excuse me. The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Osagoy's cabin. Then he tripped over and broke his neck when he fell to the floor?
Yes, that is right.
So after the incident, when the cat ran away, Miss Polova then visited the cabin next to hers? Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor.
She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked. So she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
I am lagging. I will say that. I am slightly the bars went down. But yes, I had to pause because my brain is going, wait, let me fix which one I was talking with.
There's just one thing. If you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Osagoy's cabin, Miss Polova, was he already dead?
Why? I already told you.
No, it's me. My internet is deciding to do what it wants to do and decide to go up and down sometimes.
I already told you. When Nina opened door of student cabin and looked inside...
I was asking Miss Polova.
Well, Miss Polova?
Oh.
Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared.
I understand, and I believe you.
So, is that finally it now? Yep, it always does. Here's the thing. The last 3 days, I've had storms. I don't know why. Also, someone, I don't know. Stroganoff cares about her, but I hope, she's like, I forget how old she is. What is the court record? E? Like, he's 37, she's 15. I would hope not. I would hope to heck not. He just cares about her because she was, I guess maybe her father was someone who works on the ship, or someone that knows these other ones. That knows the other sailors, because she was a dancer on the ship before she left 2 years ago to join the ballet company. Yeah, she's 15. Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Something very nearly slipped my mind. No, she's 15. Can we have a game with none of that? Nothing happened! I'm going to defend Stroganoff. He did not show any romantic feelings. He calls her Angel because he thinks she's a good dancer. That is what was said. She was a beautiful dancer on the ship. That's what she did she danced with the band. I thought she was 20, at least she was 20-something at least too. Well, why do you think she ran away and she literally had nothing? It's because she's a 15-year-old who had the skills, and because she was so skilled, I'll give the game the benefit of the doubt for now. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, he clearly stated that him and the crew cared about her because she was someone who was a companion and they loved her dancing, and she called out to them for help. I thought she was independent. Makes sense, but yeah. She escaped her horrible ballet company to go anywhere else. So she called out to the sailors that were her friends, and they helped her. That's the whole thing. Is why they stopped in Shanghai during the night and they did the emergency stop. Is that they got... It might have been once or twice, but the point is that things happened. So that she would get on the ship and be able to go to England to start a new life away from the horrible company. Oh, Mr. Shalom's? It still happened. If his money gaming gets weird with it too. Yeah, I'm not saying that things can't get weird, but in this instance, I'm going to come to Biff's defense because he has done nothing and has not showed any romantic feelings for her. There's a difference. I just wanted to make that clear about the guy. He has not shown any romantic affections for Polova. Just wanted that clear. It has been shown throughout this whole chapter. He has not thought of her that way. He thinks she's a good dancer and she was a friend. I don't know. She's the one who escaped. They say they use the word kidnapping, so I'm assuming they're using that as that's the whole thing. I'm not getting into this whole thing today. Because all it says here is that she disappears from Shanghai. That's about it. Well, I don't know. This is a whole thing. This is back in the past, so who knows? Oh, Mr. Shalom's? This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. Goodness, the voice is going away. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. In the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to be somewhat unnatural.
What do you mean unnatural?
What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruto?
Oh, well. If Cosmo tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of this photograph seems unnatural? I guess the way he is laying? Because if he broke his neck's up here.
Yes!
It must be here, surely. How do you specify? Let me now offer you a piece of advice regarding the pursuit of deduction. They don't have electricity yet, right? How rooms bright, well lit with lanterns and rooms turned off. For us. Basically helpful to use them. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's plain what Mr. Slomes means by unnatural, isn't it? The word written in foreign language underneath his fingertip, surely. Wow, you gave me the hint. That particularly crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. No, I mean to identify another point. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. Would you land as the victim has? Would you have landed as the victim has? What of your hands? Okay, so you want me to... The neck makes sense because you said his neck snap. Ah. Getting my immersion broken 0-10 cat fix your graphic cape? What do you mean? Nothing's wrong with it. You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. This should be an easy task. Why do I? Okay, fine. If Cosmo tripped and fell, blah blah blah. Well, it's definitely weird to have his hand, but I guess.
Yes!
What? What specific thing do you want from me, game? Ah! Okay. Bum bum bum. Alright, turn around. Up. R. No, like, hello. I finally understand. Wow. You finally understand Matthew? This is what an ace attorney, this particular case makes you understand Matthew? But yeah, I don't know, natural. Who knows? I do not know what caused...
Yes!
Once I get to the thing, I'm speeding. I'm sorry you can hear probably the space bar. I'm just... Nope. No. I almost exited out of OBS. That would have been fun. Alright. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Go, go, gadget. Did you watch Augusta's live stream yesterday? I did not. I know that the 3 new characters are coming out. The general that everyone's excited to see, the medicine lady, and the guy who's in the shadows. I don't know what to... Mose? I might say his name wrong. Blub, 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 blub. At least it wasn't super far back. I'll be thankful for that. You will be surprised. 3 rerun character. Wow. What do you mean my internet didn't break? I had to fix it. Did I make one? I probably. Yes. In phase 1. Oh, well that's cool. Well, yes. Probably, yes, Inspector Gadget. Oh, I did know about that. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's exciting. I can maybe get Kafka. That would be cool. So I can have an electric user besides the 2 that I have. That would be nice. Alright, are we almost there, buddy? This photograph, yes, I took it myself, you know. What do you mean, unnatural? Not the regular Sims. My Sims, which are the... It's a spin-off series. Alright, now I can save. I don't know, we'll see what happens. I don't know, we'll see. When it comes to that. Anyway, back to this. So do I need to go to his finger? Is that the problem for you? Is it his finger? Like, none of it will pop up. Because I thought, oh, his neck would make sense, but this doesn't work for you, so do I have to go, like, right there?
Yes!
Okay. That would make a set on fire button for the Switch too, because I don't see the Switch being able to handle something like the Sims. Yeah. Which you really, really need. Oh, she gives shields? That's nice. Then yeah, I'd probably go for her. But yeah, alright guys, let's focus back on this case so I can finish it today. This word in Russian clearly wasn't written by Kazuma. So if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Very true, it is certainly particular, but it's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. It's okay, like I said, I just said to keep it on base, but it's okay, it's okay. That particularly crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. I mean to identify another point. Okay, this is the thing that we done. Oh, I see. Okay. To have done here, it would be most unnatural. I'm sure you'll do the same. You'll reach the same conclusion. What do you mean? I have never said that. Do you mean like? Are you gonna tell me his friggin' band? That reminds me. Like, are you gonna make me say the bandana?
Yes!
Oh, come on, game. What specific thing do you want? Nothing lights up, so I have no actual concrete idea. I'm like, which part seems unnatural? Oh, no, the hand, but then you say the one thing, because you talked about the hand. His hair. It's not his neck. It's not this. What do you want from me? This? Maybe this ain't? Okay, maybe I got this. Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then this fist doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat, while his other hand is also closed. It's just the one finger's pointing out to look like he wrote the message. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. I guess. It was just like, both of his hands were kind of that way. Like, it's weird, because yes, it's true, naturally you put your hands out to stop yourself. Yeah, Yes, I have the Danganronpa games. I do enjoy the Danganronpa series. That's just something I don't want to get into right now. I like a shield, but basically any damage Alice takes, she can absorb it and make them not take damage. Okay, thank you for explaining, but we're continuing where we were. What do you mean, behave? Are you talking to yourself? You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow?
Mr. Shalom, show us, please.
Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? Yes. Yes, you would, because you're supposed to be Sherlock Holmes. Oh. Well, speaking of the earring that gave us so much trouble before, this is what I found.
Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle? Yes, you're right. Crescent moon. It's very pretty. But what does it tell us?
It tells us nothing.
I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. I wonder where I've seen it before.
Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key.
Just now telling us? Yes. Yes, he is.
What?
The truth is now tantalizingly close.
Pointing that dang earring out, and he had the other piece. Yep. This entire time. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist?
This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe, find the answer with your own eyes.
So I was just a step ahead of him. You should make me the detective. I was a step ahead of him. But yeah, I can't put my finger on it. The thing that I saw before.
Yes!
Thank you. Miss Polova, I noticed that on your ear, even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose.
What?
But looking at your other ear, I noticed a crescent moon.
I don't believe it.
He's in shock.
Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there's only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruto?
Yes. Miss Polova, Mr. Asagoi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. But why would Kazuma do that? That seems so unlike Kazuma to do. Like, why would he do that? So what, a struggle? That's the assumption? But I don't know. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Asagoi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asagoi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments?
Oh no. Angel?
No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Polova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Has she fainted? When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. Oh, running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship.
And then, when I was at last in this cabin and I could relax after this horrible long day.
Taka! Wait!
I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy. But nothing worked. Taka would not come back.
Did you kill him because he saw your cat? and he opened the door. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. Maybe. The young man from your country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Daka, and he promised not to tell anyone. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say, Kazuma doesn't seem like he would have an issue. You know, he was already stowing away Naruto, so selling her out about the cat would be would be a horrible thing. Yeah, of course it does. It's Kazuma. His headband defies the laws of physics. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, I was going to leave the man's cabin. The way you say that, oh goodness. Just a moment, sorry, but... Oh, just a moment. Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Ah! Kazuma, why did you need to open your mouth? Oh, of course, you're... Nikoliana Bulova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Oh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina? You could have just said, oh, we're cousins. You could have made that excuse. You literally... Oh my gosh. I don't know. Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a great impression on me. But what are you doing on the ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I have no other choice. I see. So you've run away. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. You were gonna open the door to... Because... Oh my gosh. Because he went to go ask Ryunosuke's opinion. Did she hit him on the back of the neck? She assumed. So she killed him. Because she assumed he was going to call the captain. Wow. He's going to pull the cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Dakra jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And... as he turned around to look at me... I pushed him. What the frick? What the frick? I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. And that's when you went to fetch help from Sailor Stroganoff, who was on duty out in the passageway. Showing you even, my gosh. I heard Nina cry out and thud on the floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Biff. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go." So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Cosmo's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door?
Yes. So you tried to pin the murder on me.
Well, you guys may be...
This is so dumb, my head hurts.
I gotta check something. I have to check something real quick. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Sorry, I'm double checking something. Okay, do you guys want to know something important? If you guys feel disappointed, I'm just gonna say, since you guys feel disappointed, would you guys like me to tell you a little secret? What? Well, I want to hear everyone's opinion before I say... what this is.
Throw her out of the cat.
Yes? Alright. Well, I see 2 yeses. Okay. I'm gonna say this. Spoiler warning. Skip ahead in the future if you don't want to hear the spoiler. This is me for someone who comes into the future to watch this. It's actually dead, he probably just sure. Ding ding ding! You'll get a gold sticker, Dylan. You are correct. You hit it right on the money. He is not dead. He is alive. Now you may ask, why and how? We're not gonna know for a while. If I knew about this twist. That was one of the only things I knew.
Is it relevant?
Yep.
Or is this right special? I don't know.
My reason is simple, he's a samurai.
At least he didn't die in such a stupid way.
Well, I'm only telling you because you guys were annoyed, because you obviously liked Cosmo as a character. So I didn't want you guys to be completely disappointed. From my understanding, I don't remember how I came across it, but I think we will not see him for a while. I think. Yeah, I think we don't see him until the second game? To be fair, who would die like that? Yeah, I guess. I think it's the second game is when we're gonna see him again, if I'm reading this correctly. And if there was an actual dramatic reason, like, yeah. Well, yeah, that'd be something. But yeah, he... Like I told you, like I said, this is a spoiler, that's why I'm saying it. For future reference, yes, he is. But here's the thing, the accident, he's not unscathed. Let me say that. That incident, he didn't just walk it off. Let's say that. That is the only thing I can really tell you. I don't think we're gonna see him for a while. From my understanding. I'm going to double check because sometimes it's annoying if I don't see what's here. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. In Atlantis. So this case is at best irrelevant and worst a waste of time. Not necessarily. Like I said, this case is the catalyst. Okay, yeah, it is in the second game. To explain simply as possible, it is important because what did Polova do? She pushed him and he fell. And they thought he was dead. So you have to think about that. Shuri, whose maturity arc? Yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah. Establish a long-standing tradition of the Wright family being accused. Well, that. But yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm sure there's better cases to come. There is. I'm only saying for you guys because so you will be interested and excited to see Kazuma in the future. Because he's in the future. We're not going to see him for the rest of this game.
And then I found Stowaway in wardrobe, still sleeping.
Right, that's when he found me.
So you worked out a plan.
And it's not filler, but kind of. Like I said, pretty much, Kazuma got injured. That's all I can tell you. I don't want to push anything further, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Because I'm going to probably forget about it when we get to the second game. But yes, he got injured. That's all I can tell you. You'll find out when we get there. So... I don't know. I don't know. I can't really tell you that because I don't know clear things.
To lay the blame on the stowaway.
You guys can just... Like I said, we're not going to see it until very far into the second game. So we got a while before this plot point gets closed.
I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange people sign.
Luckily for me, that's the only reason Sasato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent.
I dragged young man's body to good place and used ink that was spilled to right on floor.
I can't, like I said, I can't spoil anymore. That is the only revelation I'm going to tell you. I have told you 2 clues. That is it.
I wrote so that the person who found him would look inside wardrobe and find Stowaway.
And tell me, what of the glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see.
But it was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin and I finished the job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway?
Yes.
Accordingly, the SS Bureau did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery.
There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Polova.
What?
Well, you said that you told Cosmo about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland, and it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But even if he had pulled the bull cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
It was what he said first. That made me scared.
What he said first?
What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector?
So because Inspector Hosonoga was following him, that caused you to be scared? So it wasn't even that. It was because he thought Hosonoga was coming to check on him at 2 a.m. Why? This case makes my head hurt. I thought it was a friend of mine. He said Inspector was his friend. I know she's 15, but golly.
Yes, meaning me. I was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard.
I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, I...
May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Polova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Hosoge really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know.
What?
What do you think, Mr. Naruto?
Well, I'm not Cosmo, so I can't know for certain. But he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Well, Mr. Naruto,
The day's work is not done yet, it seems. This is one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes, what action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Talk to his friend in the frickin' wardrobe. Can you determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? Can we determine? Excuse me. First consider the victim's location. I'm just gonna skip through this. I mean, yes, I've spent quite a lot of time in that wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for this entire voyage. So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Polova visited Cosmo-sama. Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruto? Yes. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all the matters of truth. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze where it lands. So when he turned away from Miss Polova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? This.
Take that!
Take that! Considering everything that happened last night, surely it may have looked as though Cosmo was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however... What is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. The wardrobe? And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Ah. Yep.
Miss Polova, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Hosoge's exact words last night?
Give me a moment, I could use another opinion here. Another opinion?
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Hosoge intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt.
Oh, no.
Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Hosoge was looking at. Things may have ended very differently, if you had.
Miss Polova. We're still going. I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done? It took till now for you to worry about what you've done? I know you're 15, but golly. And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic incident on the SS Bureau was finally laid to rest. Ta-dam! 9th of January, 7:14 p.m. SS Bureau, first class cabin passageway. What will happen to Miss Paulova now, then?
Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard.
What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? That's a word.
Apparently the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out.
Mr. Shaloms can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia, then?
No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life.
I see.
I'm sorry.
Sailor Stroganoff?
I wanted to help old Angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you. About how you lost good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police.
That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. It was a fancy way of saying sending someone back. Okay, I'm just kind of like, what? I'm assuming that's what it meant, but I'm like, that is a word I have not seen. It's probably not been a word that most people use nowadays anyways. From this case after the reveal. Yeah, Cosmo's death feels like such a waste, but... well, do what you can for Miss Polova, won't you? Repatriate. Repatriate? Duh.
Well, I'm afraid you need to pack up now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the council to arrange your passage back to Japan.
Yes, I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different.
So, you should get back to your cabin now.
It looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it even begun then. To think that only days ago, Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. And it's only been one day. Golly. Refers to sending someone who has committed a crime in one country to another, usually their home country. Many countries, developed worlds, have treaties along this. Huh. Bet we're your best friend. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Susato-san?
Naruto-san, I didn't know you had returned.
Oh, well, I would sleep in the closet again. Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame you. That seems like a more comfortable thing. Inspector Hosonoga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. Oh.
I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over, just like that.
Sato-san. She really cared about Kazuma. She cares about Kazuma, I should say.
He has such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain, so many dreams, and now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has.
Oh.
I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now...
You're gonna cry. Hey, I only gave you that because you guys liked him as a character and I liked him as a character. That's the only reason when I heard about this, I had to know. Was it true? And yeah, I found out the truth, and it was like relief, but sadness. Because now we gotta wait forever. Woohoo!
Now we know the truth, that it was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruto-san. It's just too much.
Yes, I know.
I wish there was something I could say.
Mentors out of the picture, we will become like his descendants. Yeah.
Inspector! My duty was to see Asakoi-san safely to Great Britain, but I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result.
At least we're patient. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
I let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder.
Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now, at least. Huh? How did you get those back on? Of course. Ho ho ho! Surprise, Mr. Naruto? What is the meaning of this?
Oh, a trifling matter.
Is it now?
Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles.
I don't know how I should feel about that.
Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting.
What does that mean? Oh my god. I don't know. Sorry?
So I decided to restore them, for old time's sake, shall we say. You are a stowaway, after all.
Oh. He thinks this is funny? Yeah, they can't. I guessed. It's like at this point, what the frick?
Mr. Shaloms. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Not at all, not at all, although it's a little late. May I offer my sincerest condolences? Oh. Well, thank you, Herlock. Have I said I miss Gumshoe? Herlock's got on my nerves real quick. Yeah, I miss Gumshoe too. I don't mind Herlock, he can be kind of funny, but I'm glad that he has this moment of, yeah, I'm sorry I've done the, like, I'm saying this later now, but that he's saying,
the loss of your companion is truly heart-trending.
Like, that he came in, decides making them laugh, you know, came in to say that he's sorry for what happened to Cosmo. But he is a lot too. Yeah. Gumshoe's a little bit more down to earth, so we got a little bit more realistic expectations. He's more on the cartoony side. More than Gumshoe is.
I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that happened.
What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. More like detective than we're used to. Than what we're used to. With Gumshoe? Yeah, I guess so. I think we're just used to, like, this is what Gumshoe is like. And that's all I know. And, what the heck is her name? The girl who's obsessed with, like, science. I can't remember her name right now. Detectives... I'm just like, what is the... I can't remember her name. She's got, like, pink goggles, and she cares about science a lot. She appears grown up in Apollo Justice. I can't remember her name. Her sister was like the chief prosecutor? I forgot her name. I can see her face. But I'm like, what is her name? Because it's not Maya, it's not Mia, because obviously, I'm like, like, how she was reminded Phoenix of Mia and Maya? What the heck is her name? It's leaving me. It's annoying me. I'm like, what is her name? That is the only other quote-unquote detective. Oh, what is it? Ace Attorney. I'm going to literally type in characters so I can find her name. Nope, it's not any of those. Let's scroll. It's not that one. I might think. There's so many. I'm just so cartoonishly self-centered. I don't care for much besides comic relief and exposition. But I actually care for Gumshoe despite his shortcomings as a detective. Yeah, that is true. Oh my gosh, I underestimated how many characters there were. Oh, what is her name? What is her name? I forget. I have to zoom in just a smidge. What is her name? I can't remember to save my life. What is it? What the frick is that? Oh, right. You can definitely tell which characters are from Professor Layton. Golly. What is her name? I'm missing something. Maybe her luck will grow on me in his first... Yeah, maybe. He's in for the long haul, that's for sure. I can't find it. What the frick is her name? I dig the setting. Yeah, it is a nice setting. Let me see. Associates. Emma Skye, that's what her name is. Emma Skye. She's a investigator. Sorry, I completely forgot. I'm like, I know what her name is. If I could just see it. It's Emma Skye. She was the little sister of she was in one of the big cases. I was like, what is her name? I had to see it for myself. It's like, yeah, Emma Skye. Wow, sorry, I didn't see your, message. I was looking at the thing.
The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice of both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant.
Was to be.
In light of Mr. Asakoi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead.
Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. Once again, it has been at least 24 hours since Kazuma has, quote-unquote, died. And this is what we're thinking about, right now. Oh, joy, happy day.
But there's no one else with the necessary qualification, Mr. Shaloms. We know of no other lawyer.
Oh, what the fuck? Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Can a guy agree? We're gonna get used to Herlock. I don't think we will. We have to deal with him for a few more cases.
Oh, but...
But anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find ourselves another suitable lawyer.
Yes.
Miss Sasato?
Yes?
Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it?
But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruto. Oh, unless... Are you studying law?
No, I'm not, but...
I'm sorry, in that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work.
He was his own defense attorney. And he proved himself innocent currently on the ship. He has been technically in 2 cases now. So what do you mean? Oh, you don't have enough experience. Golly.
But as I said, there is still a little more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruto?
Yes, I have a month in which to study to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. I think he was an artist. I think he was an artist, just like his descendant. I think... Because Kazuma was studying law. I think Naruto, or Ryunosuke, either way we can say his name, was studying art, if I remember correctly. And guess what his descendant was studying in college before he became a defense attorney. He was studying to be an artist. They really are just twins, aren't they?
Mr. Naruto! That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody can learn all of that in just 40 days?
There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector. Every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. Artistically inclined, but fate forces them to be lawyers. I guess. It's kind of... I think it was art, if I remember correctly. I know for a fact Phoenix was studying art, and then after Mia defended him, he wanted to become a lawyer. Like, it was a minor of his. I think he was studying law as a minor. And obviously, what happened with a certain person named Dahlia Hawthorne changed the course of his fate. Which I guess in this instance, both men in Phoenix's family, like these 2 people that we know of, women were the ones to cause their fates to change in a completely different trajectory. In Naruto's instance, it was 2 women. One was a British woman who tried to accuse him of murder. And the second one was a Russian 15-year-old who pushed his friend, who was a lawyer in training, into a bedpost. And then for Phoenix, it was Mia. She didn't really cause him harm, but she was the one who helped him to see why he should become a lawyer. And Dahlia Hawthorne was the reason why he almost went to jail. Yeah, for some reason, I guess it's not the Phoenix family who runs the world, it's the women around them affect their destiny. Oh, I would believe that wholeheartedly, that was Dahlia's ancestor. Oh, I'd believe it. I don't think she's connected. But it would be funny if they were, because I guess poison runs in the family to think about, I guess.
But why put yourself in such a difficult position?
For Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that pass and just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit, too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Sasato? This connects way too well. I would not be surprised if it was actually a thing. Yeah, I don't think she is. I don't think that's ever been stated. But it would be funny.
think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you. So, what does our bespeckled inspector friend say?
Are you serious?
One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. But yeah, it's definitely possible. It never says connection, but it's definitely an interesting theory. In the way that she uses her beauty as a weapon against the judge and the prosecutor is also similar to Dahlia as well. So their mannerisms are very familiar. Yeah, she may wear a mask, but Dahlia wears a mental mask. So yeah, you could literally make all the arguments. It'd be funny if she was a twin too.
No, it's madness.
Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree?
Fascinating.
Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all adore. Give us interest, give us fascination.
Speak for yourself.
Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character. No? Evil lady's changing the fate of an entire family twice. You love to see it. Yep. It really is history repeating itself. And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. I guessed. I guess.
Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice.
Inspector!
After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here.
Aww.
Oh, thank you, Inspector.
Yay!
If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think.
Well, your bruises all went away.
I need to discuss what to do next and how to best make my report.
Oh, and if you're wondering, how the frick does Kazuma end up in the future? I don't know, really. I guess we'll find out when we get there, because I'm like, how the heck does Kazuma get to where we meet him again? That is the one question I do have. Is they need to explain to me how the frick he survived this.
Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruto?
Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder. Would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer?
I would be delighted to help you. I'm a judicial assistant, after all.
You know, just wake up the ship's morgue. Is he now just sleeping in the ship's morgue and just wakes up there? Oh no! I don't really know how he gets there. That's the weird thing. I know a little bit of information because I looked at information to make sure I was sure of where he would pop up again before I said something. But I don't know how he gets to where he's going to be in the future. Thank you.
And, Mr. Naruto,
I hope they do when we get there. It's a whiles away, so they have enough time to explain.
I'd like you to take charge of this.
What? Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted.
Yeah, it is gonna be wild. Because like I said, I'm not telling you anything else. That is a secret for something to anticipate in the future. Because I don't know everything either. So we're all going into this mostly blind except for that one fact. Alright, so we have past Phoenix and past Maya. Where's past Pearl? I think that one, like someone who's similar to Pearl, at least based on the pictures, maybe in the second game? But I don't know.
Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asugoi clan for generations.
Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it. Always. I'm the ship for the rest of the trip, which is not going to be quick. Yeah. We're gonna be here for a month on this ship. So what the frick is he doing? Now, so then, Miss Susato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet.
It will be an honor, Mr. Naruto. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study.
Yes, that's exactly what I need. Is she a love interest? I don't know.
But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you, too.
Explain it that Cosmo went into a coma for a few months? Maybe. Oh no. Like I said, things are going on. And as I told you, I gave you guys 2 clues. You already know the first clue about him, but I said something twice about Cosmo. That is a little clue.
I have an earnest favor to ask of you, too.
Goodness, what is it? Is just a theory. Mm-hmm.
Please.
What? Ace Attorney theory? Yep. Thanks for watching, because we know that he's Phoenix's ancestor, so he managed to get married to someone. Yeah, but it might not happen in the games. We only have 2 games, so it's possible. She may be a love interest. I don't know.
Please throw me to the ground 3 times.
What?
I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior.
At least she's apologizing. Just stern expression from... Yeah, I could see that. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door was locked from the inside.
No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you, and not just once, but 5 times.
That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it.
No, I don't even know how. I never threw anyone in my life. Also, I think he'd be arrested. Very wise, Mr. Naruto. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. That's what you care about?
Oh, Mr. Shalom's.
I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? He's probably on the frickin' wall. I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling?
Oh, well, in a way. It's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujitsu...
Oh my gosh. An ancient jujitsu technique. I do it equal fights and all. Oh my gosh. I can't say it in the voice.
Ancient jujitsu technique.
There we go. Apparently it's called the Susato takedown. Leaves your head swimming. Believe me. How beguiling. I am a practitioner of the competitive arts myself. I'm a somewhat accomplished boxer. Oh, so that's what this sprite is? In Susato get-togethers, no weird age gap situations like the writers do with Phoenix and Maya. Well, they were never in a relationship. Like, the thing is that Phoenix and Maya were never in a relationship and never showed romantic feelings towards each other. From my understanding, he has never, at least based on the dialogue I've seen, like, if we had to say anything, Phoenix is more likely to end up with Miles Edgeworth than he is ever going to end up marrying Maya. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just the honest truth, to be honest. He thinks of her, at least the way he sounds when I read his dialogue, sounds like someone who thinks of her as like a little kid. Future because Nick adopted a kid instead. Yeah, they got out of that. No, I know, but the writers love to insinuate things through Pearl. Well, I guess, but you also have to think that Pearl is like she's a little kid. And I think they're insinuating how weird it is to establish that relationship between Phoenix and Maya, but that's just me. That's how I read it, because it comes off that way to me. But, you know, to each his own, have how you interpret the writing. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. That's just you. Okay, I said it was personal opinion, but whatever.
Yes, I'd be honored.
And I still vouch for Edgeworth to be Nick's husband. I think everyone is like, they might as well. So you see the writers doing like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge type of stuff. Maybe. Like I said, any interpretation really can be a good theory just based on some type of hypothesis and evidence.
Let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Of course.
Not me. No, not me. Why me? Why not the detective? Why does it have to be me?
Are you ready, Mr. Naruto?
Sorry?
Hiya!
You're going to give him a concussion.
As you can see, you throw from the abdomen.
Oh yes. Arresting indeed, and this is what you term the Susato takedown, is it?
Actually, no, that was a Susato squash.
Can we get the nurse? In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Cosmo flickered into my mind. Yes, another one is... Yeah, my goodness. Karuma? That's right, it's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asugoi clan. I still can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely.
A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. Can't be parted from my katana. Kuruma guides me. I truly believe that.
So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling? On that subject,
there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
We're gonna miss you, Kazuma, for a little while. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what that was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. Yeah. We finished the second case that took an eternity and a half. Finally, for completing episode 2 of the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Finally, we can continue. So, the Adventure of the Runaway Durham... Okay, there is 5. I was not sure. Alright. Episode 3, The Adventure of the Runaway Room. The Runaway Room. Okay. Yes. What? It's a carriage? Why is it running away?
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter.
Okay.
A murder in in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog.
Okay,
in the
well,
dead of night.
right into it, I
The
guess.
victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside. There were multiple witnesses to the crime itself.
How does that work?
However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes,
Yeah, there you go.
once said of the incident, I believe that
This voice is, so, you know how, like, as you heard my friend, Herlock Sholmes, yeah, it's Watson. So whatever Watson's equivalent is in this thing, I don't know if it is, like, actually Watson, but, like I said, that's the assumption. That's for sure his handwriting. Hello, Leo. We finally finished chapter 2! Case 2.
perhaps that case was indeed
Yep.
the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
Huh? Which Japanese student? Ryunosuke? It's older than what her look looks like. Yeah. That is true. I don't know. What the frick? Wait, did they change the first letter of his name too? I think so? I'm just saying, he is the voice is supposed to be Watson, but I don't know if Watson is this, or if this is how, I don't know. It does, but it's exactly how Watson sounds. The chapter of the handwriting, goodness. Oh yeah, the quintessential Watson voice. Yes. Oh, by the way, do you see this beautiful drawing and this beautiful drawing? That's beautiful. Look at it! Look at it! I love it! Alright, I will continue. Oh wow, he's got the whole outfit on.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Yep.
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
They're all British.
And look at all the steam locomotives.
Yes, that is his voice. And her voice. Well, we made it. Soap and cocoa.
I feel like
I can't believe it, wow.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
I didn't think it was that close, but thank you for the compliment.
Where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
Is this how it is in Britain? They're this friendly?
in that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure.
No questions.
I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
How'd you guess that?
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
Natural-born Japanese with a British accent. Yep.
To the centre of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
The center of the world. I didn't guess it. I just was like, eh. What the frick is this Supreme Court room? There's knights and there's gears and we're in Big Ben. 18th of February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. Wow. What an incredible place.
It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating.
You don't say. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress.
There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course.
It is at this time until after the World of Sprint was this. Yeah. Why is this Supreme freaking Court at top of Big Ben? I don't know.
But they've only been building the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this is quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's safe to have open gears just behind you. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. From was school. Okay. What is this place again?
This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruto-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain.
Yeah, this is one guy's office. So we're in the Supreme Court of Great Britain, which is all inside Big Ben. But this guy, the head honcho, Lord Chief Justice, his office is right behind Big Ben. Like, right in there. What the frick? The Lord Chief Justice.
We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were different.
Yes, this is one guy's office.
We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan.
But Kazuma can't.
No. So instead we are here in a different capacity, as envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death.
Yes. They have to wear earplugs when they ring the bell. Maybe.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
So we'd have to return to Japan.
If we want to remain here in Great Britain,
I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour.
yes, which means you need the requisitive qualifications as a lawyer.
Shaking that office. Yeah. Imagine all these books. They would not stay here unless they're like completely locked in together, like they're so squished in there that they don't fall out. But then you can't take the books out, ever. Which is what I've been studying for.
Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers.
Just him? If it's just him, where the frick is he?
So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London.
I hope I'm up to scratch. I don't know what to say for this place, so until I see them, good morning, sorry for keeping you. As far as aside, that book is gone. Up, hello. It is you, hi, I've seen your face before. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for this voice. Oh. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. I've seen his face before, but that's because it's one of the splash arts for the game. So I've seen his face before. That's the only reason I've seen his face. Promotional art. Oh, no, don't mention it. It didn't show up in chat, that's weird. I don't know. YouTube considered it, flagged it for whatever reason. I didn't touch that comment. We're never happier than when we are standing with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Male Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on, Mr. Naruto, don't be a mouse.
Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruto from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruto, welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Ah, yes, thank you. That's a long title to remember. Yep, and it's probably gonna make me have to say it over and over again. Then the books were fake, painted on for just appearances. Maybe, that is possible. At least in this office it would make sense. 'Cause what if these things fall? They're gonna crush the books. Alright, we're gonna converse. London.
So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London?
Oh, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It would be for the best, yeah. Strongheart looks familiar. I don't know if he is related to anybody in the present. But it's not impossible, anything's possible.
It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruto?
Oh? I guess I can check. I don't think he has any associations with anyone in the present, but... Ace Attorney... Strong... I can't spell. Strongheart. I don't think he does. No, he's not... He doesn't have any family. There's no family mentioned, so from my understanding, that I think he just looks similar. I was double checking, I'm like, it doesn't show any connection to anybody. I don't know if he reminds me of anyone they used to French, but his design certainly does ring some bells. Well, he definitely feels like, he reminds me of a Fire Emblem. He kind of looks similar to Fire Emblem, Fates, and the Nor King that was evil. He kind of reminds me of him. That's not saying he's evil. I'm just saying that's what he reminds me of.
We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped waters, and gas, even cable supplying electricity.
There's a library where all the books we are painted on. The actual reason it was built was people kept going and laundering at stores for... See, so now they go for one they just go to one library instead. Huh. Disney villain for some reason. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, he does give up that kind of vibe as well. I think it's I think it's these. I don't know why in particular.
We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word.
Thanks for saving me there, Sasana-san.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we'll be hosting here in London.
My hands hurt. I'm sorry for that. The chops do bring a villainous vibe. I think it's his eyes for me. That too. But yeah, because for some reason a lot of villains have this in particular. But yeah, the eyes are very sharp. But I think it's also the eyebrows for me because of how they are. But, you know, that would also mean that Phoenix would be more likely suspicious, but his eyebrows are too, like, wobbly. I think it's how stern his face is. And the way he holds himself in this power kind of feels that way. Great exhibition. And the cane. And yeah, but I've been grading the test that you, as in you, gave out a few days ago. Yeah. I wish you luck, your poor hands. I was gonna say, I assumed you meant yourself. By this character, good job.
Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It'll be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history. We'll make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
Wow.
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it is going to be.
I think I think someone doesn't like, the Paris Fair.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world.
You say that. Just wait a little bit. Things change in history very quickly. Even if you do say so yourself.
The sun will never set on our great empire.
I'm sorry. Just don't. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
Give it a century or two. I'm gonna be like, he's so confident. I'm like, I don't know about that, buddy. Maybe for a while, but never forever. The tides change. Law student. Lord Chief Justice. I think you were expecting a student of law for the study tour, weren't you?
Absolutely. A Mr. Cosmo Asagoi, if my memory serves.
That's right.
The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores.
That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. Did they use carrier pigeon?
My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours.
Oh, thank you.
And you're honored with this appointment specifically to inform me of the news.
Boy, I'm glad he doesn't have time to travel. He might actually go fulfill it if he knew. Yeah. Yeah, he probably would.
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
Then tell me you Japanese are people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that is true.
They tell me. Goodness.
And it is within some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangements can no longer proceed.
If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruto here would like to make a proposal.
Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruto?
This is it then. The moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead.
Don't misunderstand me, but would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done.
Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean? I wonder if what he's trying to propose here.
Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asagoi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand.
Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. Just say Coinkydink, I was just coming along to be with my friend, and because of his circumstances, I am here now and would like to continue his journey. Like, let's not try to say you were stowaway. Please, Ryunosuke. Please. Because that's a one-way trip into a jail cell. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man.
Mr. Naruto?
I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I gonna say? If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's me! It's me! Are you gonna actually be brave enough? It's me! I can do it!
Is that so?
I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but...
No qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer?
I'm gonna be like, why you... First thing out of your mouth, Ryunosuke. Don't say you don't have the qualifications! Shh. shush. Talk about, oh, I studied on the boat for an entire month, and I'm ready to take that frickin' exam and prove myself. Don't start. I have no qualifications. Oh, boy. This is going swimmingly. I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Cosmo to help me, and I was the accused. But glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Bureau. Yeah, I'm gonna say, Phoenix doesn't fumble the bag completely all the time.
The voyage from Japan is 50 days, I believe. Not that you might call it a full education. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, but you must also complete several years of training.
I realize it's far too short of a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asago's journey has only just begun. Coming here on the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. Finally, the confidence! The freaking right confidence that we need. The right family confidence. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for. Please.
31 seconds.
Sorry?
Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruto, is 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. Perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in a good stead as a lawyer.
Good job, Ryunosuke. You've gotten his approval so far. Oh, thanks.
So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment.
Huh?
But let me ask you one thing first, sir.
Yes?
You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asakoi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path?
Well, yes, that's my intention.
I see.
Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? And since you guys already know the certain little thing, keep paying attention. Just wanted to say that. Pay attention.
You have your wish, I'll give you a chance.
I'm just saying, since you guys know the thing, pay attention, because I'm assuming some things are going to come into play in the future. I think. I don't know, but hopefully it's set up.
A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you.
Really? Yay! We passed! The first part. So what form will the test take exactly?
Tell me, Mr. Naruto, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be?
Well, defending people, of course.
Well said. So, let's have you defend someone.
Oh, boy! It's really just like Nick. This is great. We'd set up, but I'll stick to the retcon theory. Yeah, hopefully. Because, like I said, I don't know everything about it, but, you know. Huh?
Your timing is perfect. In fact, there's an trial about to begin later today.
You're making him doing later today. You're like, oh, well, perfect timing. I'm going to put you on this thing, and you have no time to do this. Right into the fry. Yep.
No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news.
Today? Today? You want me to defend someone, and I haven't even gotten a second to look at anything. Today. Great.
Straight away?
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you have passed my test. What could be simpler?
How do I get myself into these situations? By being part of the right family. Yes, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Well, can I ask what sort of trial it is, Lord Strongheart?
Yep. I think Ryunosuke is on fire right now. Goodness.
Yes, good question. I remember.
Oh boy. Good thing Ryunosuke has experience in this type of trial. Right, guys? Right? Oh boy.
An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose.
That's easy to say.
But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment.
Yeah, they are. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death?
Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception.
Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that one. Getting an experience, not even a law student. Yeah. We're just like, wow, the aggression went like 0 to 100 very quickly.
To presume you've read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law?
We can't possibly agree to such a test.
Susato, what other choice do we have? We either take this case, or we go back on the boat. Those are our choices. We don't get another one. He's giving us this test that is almost impossible, but not completely impossible to get a not guilty verdict.
We would be toying with a man's life.
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I have decided it's acceptable.
But you can't do that, can you? Of course he can't. He's the top dog in the frickin' law system.
There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
Great. So the defendant may live or die, depending how well I perform in court. If I lose. Oh boy. The stakes are so high.
Mr. Naruto, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. You say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asugoi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What is it to be?
What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I'll do it! Right then, if I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it, I can't get the words out.
15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you need to be a lawyer. That was too slow.
At least he sees potential. And Ryunosuke.
So it is as expected, is it?
Sorry?
You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through.
Ryunosuke, you gotta step up, buddy. You gotta say something.
This test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your tickets for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
Yeah. He has fluffy gloves. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance.
Mr. Naruto?
I'm sorry, Miss Sasato, but what could I do? Say yes! You have... you want to do this for Kazuma. But you're sitting here. You have the result. You have the want to do it. So step up.
It's alright. I understand.
You do?
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, but resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Mrs. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. Wow, good job, Ryunosuke. I'm sure the defendant wouldn't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do the job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruto? Did he pass the test? Oh, was there something else? He's wearing the clothes are just plain white. Yeah. Oh, that's part of his jacket? It looks like it was part of his gloves, but I guess that makes sense. It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. I guess. That makes sense. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? They had the same fashion sense? But that's awful. But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope? Yep. So, what do you say now, Adam?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. In my estimation, it's purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh.
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. Yeah, at least he's not. Yeah, at least Ryunosuke got that through.
He's gone.
The Old Bailey.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruto, we must leave at once.
Alright, let's move to this. I want to at least go here to see our client, and then we'll end for the night. 18th of February, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber.
Oh, thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
The scratch course is better than the client's zero knowledge of law. That is true. And if Sasato is the equivalent of Maya, then is she gonna start being accused now? Oh! I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose.
Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea Jinya in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Shalom stories, and it worked quite perfectly.
I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privileges.
Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like, is it like guinea pig? It was like, what? Yes, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all.
So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruto?
I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is going to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday when I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes, whoever the man you're going to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
Top of the morning to you, madam, sir? Madam, sure. What you doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, aren't they? Is this our client? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the East, are you? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it? Right. You say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been here myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name. All the while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. There's the way to pay for defense. Yeah, he does. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
1,000 guineas?
Please, Sato. Miss Sato, you don't have to shout.
But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
What? This is nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. I feel like you are lying to me. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. That hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it till you had no strings attached. It is Guinness, like guinea pig. Guinness? Guinness. 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 I want you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about ting. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you'd see, the trial's gonna go and start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
Blister and blazes. Do yous not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? No, sorry. We only just arrived in the city, you see. Good job, Natural. I see. Suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there in the center of London, is another beautiful park. Hyde Park? That's fine. Sorry, a park, what? It's called Miggold Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated to the city, so I did.
An entire park in central London?
City of Smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGullid wouldn't do for the city and its quiet old people. No, his name is Magnus McGild. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. But now they gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGill. What is the matter with the London police, I ask ye? Alright, don't pass out.
Mr. Naruto? Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath.
Good idea. Mr. McGill, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. He's still out of breath. I guess. So if you don't have a lawyer for this trial yet, you'd be happy to put yourselves in our hands with him. What was I have to send you deaf dude? Has the money to get his own lawyer. Why did he get assigned? I've given you 1,000 Guinness to stand up there next to me, haven't I? I think he's supposed to be a representation of, oh my gosh. Something in Hyde. That frickin' Hyde. The story. Is he an ancestor for Maximilian? I don't think so, that I know of. Why can't I remember the frickin' something in Hyde? I think that's what he's since he donated Hyde Park. I don't think he's a Jekyll and Hyde. Thank you, Danlin. I couldn't remember the name. I'm like, what's the name of the doctor? Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a Jekyll and Hyde representation. Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I thinks I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you stinking. This Chancellor of Fellows claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? There you go. Because he did it. That's the one explanation. Well? Well... I don't know about that, but... Alright. I'm gonna end that here for the night. Friends a bit. Yeah. Just because he's definitely got an accent. Thanks. Thanks for being very much. Oh, by the way, there will be... Tomorrow... Well, first of all, there's gonna be a short releasing in, like... 21 minutes? No. 11 minutes. And tomorrow... See you next summer, ha ha ha. So you get a new YouTube short tonight at, like I said, in 11 minutes. And then it's Endless Zone Zero. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!